Retirement is a snowflake. Today's video, I want to talk to you about the haves and the have-nots in retirement. How did we get here? And said another way, this could be said as the planned and the unplanned retirement. I am about a year away from retiring, and I love watching retirement channels. I really, really enjoy seeing people make the most of their retirement on their own terms. Some people love to travel, and others like to stay home. And I don't judge anyone. I just love it all. But I definitely romanticize retirement in my head a bit because I've been planning for it for so long. And while I think I can control the outcome, my head tells me I really can't. I've seen other people struggle with theirs. I don't know what retirement will actually bring for me beyond, financially planning for it. Retirement really is a snowflake. Now, on the financial side, there are a lot of people who judge other people. I'm not one of those. I tend to be more empathetic and more understanding. And I think I'm made up this way because I'm one of 12 kids. And because of that, you always are trying to be supportive and go along. I guess go along to get along kind of thing. I don't think I've ever gotten into a fist fight with any one of my siblings, except my brother. He's picked on me. Although my little brother sometimes is very aggressive. Anyway, well, that wasn't me. I wasn't fist fighting him. No, actually, I don't think I did. I got into a fight once in school. That's different. Okay, back to the subject. Retirement is a snowflake. The haves and the have-nots in retirement. I know that if someone doesn't end up with a nest egg in retirement, there is often the assumption that they did something wrong. They made poor choices. And while they definitely could have been a little more financially savvy, sometimes people do the best that they can. So I like to think of retirement as a snowflake because I don't think any two retirements are the same. No two people experience life the same. We're all different and unique. And so, like a snowflake, retirement is going to be unique and personal and intricately shaped, if I could say that word right. It's going to be based on our own values, our own personal choices, and again, life circumstances. So, to me, retirement is like a snowflake. So I like to think of this metaphor because no two are alike. Just as no two snowflakes are identical. No two retirements look the same. They're going to be a mix of your finances, your health, your dreams, your relationship, and your lifestyle preferences. And they're going to create a one-of-a-kind retirement. Number two, they're formed over time. Snowflakes are formed in the clouds with the temperature and the humidity. And the same thing goes with retirement. It's formed gradually through the years by saving, planning, learning, and adjusting. Maybe not the temperature in the clouds. But three, they're fragile, but they're beautiful. A snowflake's beauty is in its details, but also in its delicate, often because it's delicate. Retirement can be beautiful if designed intentionally, yet it's vulnerable if it's not managed with care. Example, market downturns, and unexpected health issues. And three, number four, I did three. It's guided by nature and choice. While snowflakes are designed by nature, and we are too, your retirement is a combination of forces. Some you can control, like your spending, your investing, your planning, and others you can't, like markets, like your health, and like your longevity. Well, some people think you can control that a little bit, but truly you cannot control the outcome. So that's how I see retirement as a snowflake. It's unique, it's beautiful, and it is shaped over a lifetime of forces, both within and beyond our control. But some retirements are going to land softly into place, and others are going to melt on contact with when they deal with harsh realities. My hair is always in my eyes. So, your retirement snowflake can be built from working long hours, choosing part-time work, depending on how what you do, prioritizing frugality, or maybe if you're living too generously, staying healthy and managing chronic stress that's going to affect your retirement, having a pension or scraping by on Social Security, and responding to crises with resilience or being overwhelmed by them. So the have-nots. Have-nots have been faced with stagnant wages, interrupted careers, medical debt, caregiver burdens, or systemic barriers. So a person who doesn't have a nest egg, you think it's all them. It could be where they live. It could be the opportunities they have for work. They may retire into precarity, not because they failed, but because the wind blew harder where they stood. I like thinking of it that way, versus the haves in retirements often had access to stable incomes, benefits, financial literacy, support, systems, a longer runway when it comes to planning. But even among them, peace in retirement isn't guaranteed without intentional choices. And again, you still cannot control the outcome. So, retirement is like a snowflake. It isn't just about symmetry, it's about the story of how it's formed. Think of it that way. So what can you do to control the, what can you do? What can you control to improve your odds? Number one, spend with intention. We've talked about this many times. Living within your means consistently is one of the biggest foundations you can do to have or to get to retirement, to be a have in retirement. It creates margin, frees up cash to save and invest, and you try to prevent lifestyle creep. So living within your means, living below your means. This doesn't mean deprivation, it means alignment. Spending with your future in mind is a long-term impact of self-respect. Two, save early, often, and automatically. Save early, often, and automatically. Whether you're a high income or modest one, steady savings is powerful. Automating it removes willpower from the equation. Even starting small, increasing over time, creates momentum. Compounding. Invest for growth, not just for safety. Keep money too safe can be risky over decades. Learning to invest, understanding compound growth, the impact of fees, and the danger of inflation can be a turning point. 4, track your numbers. Know your spending, know your net worth, and regularly assess progress. Know your spending, savings, net worth. Measure how you improve. Awareness brings clarity. Avoidance breeds anxiety. Awareness brings clarity. Avoidance breeds anxiety. Stay flexible and resilient. You can't predict every storm, but you can build the kind of mindset and buffers, emergency funds, side income, broader skill sets, so that you can pivot when life hits you with a snowball. And 6, prioritize your health like wealth, because without health, you have no wealth. Because it is preventive care, movement, rest. I've seen this one in my life. Without movement, then your body becomes stiff and you're not able to do the things you want to do in retirement. So, preventive care, movement, rest, nutrition are long term investments into your health that pay off. And they can actually keep your medical costs lower in retirement, and you can have a higher quality of life. And then 7, learning continuously. And financial literacy, self-awareness, and even emotional intelligence plays an important role. Curiosity, humility, and adaptability. And I think there should be a number 8 on this list, and that is community. I think you need people around you. No one goes it alone. You may come into the world, even when we come into the world, we're not alone. So build community, surround yourself by people you love, and it will make your retirement better, even if you land on the have-not side of the financial equation. Anyway, that's today's video. I hope it made sense. Retirement is the snowflake. And there are many degrees of haves and have-nots in retirement. So I probably should go into that too, actually. How do I describe it? So the haves and the have-nots. There are acute have-nots, barely surviving, little to no savings, fully dependent on Social Security or other programs that are out there. They have no assets. They're often renting. They sometimes rely on food assistance and subsidized healthcare. Lifestyle, it's highly constrained. So these are the acute have-nots. They're barely surviving. So their situation is dire. Their lifestyle is highly constrained. Their choices are few. They're very vulnerable. So an unexpected expense can really, really make their retirement a crisis. And the root cause, it's often systemic. It's poverty, it's chronic illness, it's discrimination, it's unstable employment, plus personal lack of financial education, trauma, or financial mistakes. So it's not saying financial mistakes are not part of the equation, but there are other systemic causes that lead people to be in the acute have-nots. The strained have-nots, they're getting by but tightly. They live modestly on Social Security and maybe some other little income coming in. Maybe they have a small pension. Very little in investments or emergency funds. Home ownership may exist, but often with high maintenance cost. Their lifestyle budget may be watched carefully. No room for extra like travel, hobbies, or gifting. Their lifestyle is really strained. And the root cause, some stability during working years, but insufficient savings or major life disruptions like divorce, layoffs, or health crisis. Sometimes that's the strained have-nots. They're getting by, but tightly. The next is the middle ground. These are the fragile stability. Their situation, enough to cover basic needs with a little discretionary spending, some retirement accounts, or some home equity. They may need a part-time job in retirement, or a very, very carefully watched withdrawal strategy. Their lifestyle, modest, simple retirement is possible. Needs are met, but there's a constant underlying anxiety about inflation, health, market downturn. So those are the people that live precariously on the line. And the root cause, it's moderate lifetime earnings, moderate savings, limited investment growth, and sometimes they were just too cautious with their financial choices that they did make. And then emerging have secure, but not extravagant. They have solid savings, so their situation is solid savings, manageable withdrawals, and perhaps pension or other income streams. Their expenses are largely covered, and they don't need part-time work unless they really want to do so. And their lifestyle is modest travel, modest hobby. They can give gifts to family. They can have small luxuries. Emergencies are absorbed without a catastrophe, but their retirement feels safe but not luxurious. And the root cause of their retirement, of the emerging haves, secure but not extravagant, is they were consistently saving. They had good investment returns. They were careful lifestyle management, perhaps some lucky long health life, and very few financial stumbling blocks or shocks. And then number 5, there are the comfortable haves, their flexibility and freedom, their situation. Substantial investment portfolios, multiple income streams, like they had pension, rental income, dividends. They have paid off homes or multiple properties. They have their healthcare costs are manageable. Their lifestyle includes travel, philanthropy, hobbies, businesses, major gifting to um, causes or to people, and their choices are not constrained, and they have a defined retirement. So I think this is probably where I will fit in. And the root cause: high earning power, long term planning, wise investing, strategic spending, and often strong support networks like good choices, good role models, good advice, mentors in their life. Okay. And then there, the last is, this is probably the top 1%, I would say, the abundant haves. Their situation, wealth, not sufficient, not just sufficient for their lifetime, but they're able to endow families, charities, or communities, planning around wealth preservation and taxes. Their lifestyle, retirement blends with stewardship. They're living well without fear of outliving their resources. They actively are shaping the future beyond their lifetime. And their root cause is often multi-generation advantages like inheritance, education, access. They may have been exposed to entrepreneurship, investing, excellence, or extraordinary earnings. Plus, they had either disciplined choices or just opportunities that you and I did not have. So, important truths about the entire spectrum. Where you start out matters. The small decisions compact over time. Your luck and systemic forces are real, and your attitude and adaptability often distinguish those who recover from setbacks and those who stay stuck. So that's the haves and the have nots in retirement. Yeah. And that's why I created this channel. I want more comfortably haves out there, but health is wealth too, so you have to take care of your health as well. Anyway, I'm still thinking about that fist fight example. Some little girl stole my candy, and I couldn't let her have it. Okay, talk to you in the next one. Bye.